Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so what you may be struggling with is Nine of Swords. Definitely that's something to struggle with. What do you need to focus on? The Ace of Cups and what's coming in for you. Oh, you got some exciting things coming in for you. Right, with the Eight of Wands moving towards you, things are coming towards you, things are happening. All right, let's see. So what you may be struggling with is the Nine of Swords, that you're worrying about things, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling stressed. I feel like you have a decision that you have to make, that something's coming up or something's happening and you have to make a decision with it, but I feel like part of you wants to hold on to it and doesn't want to move forward. Part of you doesn't want to let go. Let's see. Yeah, definitely we have those situations where we're not ready to let go, we're not ready to move on. I feel like maybe there's a move that you need to make or some changes that you need to make, but you're struggling with that you're holding on to it. And it's preventing you from moving forward. It's preventing you and going on to the next phase, right? Sometimes we feel like, oh, life is moving ahead, but you're digging your heels in and you're like, I don't want to have those changes. I don't want to deal with those things. But I feel like you have to see it as, okay, if I'm holding on to something that isn't working for me, I'm preventing myself from receiving those things that will work for me, that will happen for me. I feel like there's definitely new opportunities coming in for you. I feel like what you need to focus on is Ace of Cups. We have to focus on the Page of Swords. You have to focus on the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself in a situation and looking out for the best for yourself, right? Sometimes we just we get tired and we don't want to deal with situations and we're like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to deal with it, because it's a difficult situation for you, right? It's like handling a difficult situation. And it could be that maybe you want to move on from a relationship, you want to move on from a job. Maybe it's you're holding on to some past memories and you're not quite ready to let go. Yes, we need time to process situations, but we also have to realize that we don't want to keep ourselves in that energy if it holds us back. What's coming in for you? I feel like there's change. I feel like there's exciting things. I feel like you learn a lot about yourself. I feel like you learn a lot about trying to figure things out and not being stuck in energy anymore, and saying, okay, that if I want my life to look a certain way, if I want my life to be a certain way, is there are things that I have to handle, there are things that I have to deal with, there are things that I have to face, right? There are challenges that are going to come up, and I have to see, how am I handling those things? Am I working through them, or are they a roadblock for me where I'm being stuck, where I'm being held back, where I'm letting that situation get to me, and where I'm letting that situation hold me back? I feel like something is going to be revealed to you here. I feel like something's going to come to light. I feel like there's going to be a big realization here for you. I feel like it's going to be like an eye-opening event for you, where you kind of see, okay, yeah, like I'm holding myself back. It's time to move forward. It's time to be strong and confident. It's time to handle those situations, and it's time to figure out ways, how do I deal with this? How do I get past this? And open up new opportunities for yourself. If you're feeling like you're stuck, if you feel like things aren't happening for you, then what is it that you need to do to make those things happen? To put yourself in that energy for those things to happen. If you're putting yourself in this energy of this Nine of Swords, then that's the energy that's going to come in for you. That's what's going to happen for you. If you put yourself in this energy of there's so many possibilities, you put yourself in the energy of the Strength card, you're feeling strong, you're feeling confident. Yes, it's so much easier said than done. That's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're in the Nine of Swords energy and you're struggling. You're like, well, how am I supposed to pick myself up, right? Like I'm in this energy, I'm feeling sad, I'm holding on to the past, I can't figure out what to do here. Sometimes I feel like if you break it down to the simplest pieces and you set yourself, like I said before, you set yourself up for success as what is it that I can accomplish today? One good thing, right? One thing for today that I know I can accomplish. I can set myself up for it. I can accomplish it. I can get it done. I can achieve it, and I'll feel good about it. Whatever that may represent for you, where you can have that success, where you can achieve that goal, you can figure things out, and you can set yourself up for success, and you know you can achieve it. Instead of setting yourself up for failure, saying, oh, I know I'm never going to accomplish this, or I'm putting too much on my plate and it's not going to happen. How do you set yourself, right? That's what the Queen of Swords is she figures out how to set herself up for success. And I feel like that's the energy that you need to embrace. That's what you need to get into is, and then you feed off of that. You say, okay, well, I accomplished this one thing. Now for next week, I'm going to do 2 things where I'm going to be able to succeed, or I'm going to do a little bit of a bigger thing where I know I can succeed, right? It's just getting your emotions in that place where you feel victorious, where you feel like you're in a good place, and saying, you know, you're the only one that can turn this around. You're the only one that can get rid of this 9 of Swords. Also realizing, hey, worrying about situations that I can't control is not helping me. It's hurting me. It's not making the situation any better. It's just putting me in a worse place. We have Wolf Spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. I love it. Learning from this situation and saying, okay, I know I don't want to be in this situation again. If I am, this is how I got out of it last time, and this is how I'm going to get through it this time. And learning from your experiences, and I feel like this is a big learning experience here for you. And how do you want to look at that? Do you want to look at this as a defeating situation or an empowering situation, right? All right, so I'm going to get some energy oracle, and if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, the links are down below. We have hostility, so I feel like that goes over there with this 9 of Swords, that it's turning into negativity, it's turning into frustration, it's holding you back. And then we have patience, which goes with temperance, being patient with the process, right? That this is not something that's going to happen overnight. And that's what I was saying, is that you set yourself up for success. You do one little thing per day that you know you can accomplish, you know you can achieve, and you build off of that, that this is something that's going to take time. And then once you get into that frame of mind where you're always doing those things to set yourself up for success, then you're kind of in that mode and you've walked away from this mode. Clean it up. What is it that you need to clean it up? Clean up. What is it that you need to work on? What is it that you need to make happen? And then we have chop wood, getting to work. Nothing's going to change unless you sit down and you get to work and you start to make things happen, right? Nothing's going to happen if you stay in this 9 of Swords and you don't approach anything, if you don't do anything. Use those tools that you have that can help you to remove yourself from this 9 of Swords energy. Is it changing things around in your environment, changing your furniture around, putting things away that trigger you, bringing out new things? Is it going for walks? Is it getting exercise? Is it changing your diet? Is it being around people that are supportive for you, that you can talk to? What are those things that you have? Is it writing down on a piece of paper, right? Getting those things out of your head, writing those things down and then throwing those away, or seeing, okay, this is what I need to do. What are those tools that you have that you can use to get yourself out of this 9 of energy and take those actions to use those tools and to make those changes? All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.